Hi, everybody. It is Friday morning, and what I am doing is starting a new series because I know that folks have been getting used to me doing Friday mornings all about health with a holistic health practitioner. Right now, I'm walking on my treadmill, and what I want to tell you about is how I've been using these EIBA crystals for really profound healings in my own body. And I'm just going to talk loud because I know I'm far away from where the microphone actually is, but so just walking is not that much of a miracle for me. And a little bit of backstory about, my body that I'm in right now. So when I walked in, there was a lot of brain damage, and some of it was in the connections of like coordinating muscles, like coordinating all four limbs, being able to walk and manage what my feet are doing and maintain my balance and do other things at the same time. All of that was a lot for me to do because what I do is where there are deficits, I bounce the signal like flying rainbow lasagna style. So I'm doing a lot of magical maneuvers in order to be able to compensate for what is neurological damage, right? And I got these crystals in March of this year. And here's how I've been using them. So I want to make this series about how I've been using these crystals and how they've been helping me in my life because it's been incredibly profound. So at night, I sleep with these either on a headband up here, on my forehead, on the sides of my head, or sometimes even over my eyes. And that's been doing a lot for me, not only in terms of having better sleep quality and fewer implanted dreams, what I call like garbage dreams, but just, like instead having either restful sleep or my own true sleep. And I have these on a 5G protection. So there's all sorts of different programs that you can use them for. I live with these guys on the 5G Protect Active setting, which has them scan my environment once per hour and then create an antithesis force field of protection against the 5G. Because that is really, for me, the 5G has been the aspect of what has been diminishing my health the most. That I was in a good state of health up until 2020 or so. They turned on this, worldwide 5G network, and then I started to have all sorts of challenges, all sorts of trouble with synthetic telepathy, all sorts of challenges with my body not being fully in my own control, like feeling like something else is trying to, I call it Nintendo buttons, artificially stimulate my body or block things in my own signaling. So being able to have these crystals has given me more peace of mind, mental clarity, like for people who are targeted individuals. And someone said to me yesterday, they're like, we're like, pretty much we're all targeted individuals now. I'm like, yeah, I know. So it's the sad truth of what we're coming out of, but has given me a force field of protection so that my natural healing capabilities and my own natural divine connection can really flourish. So along those lines, I got these in March, been sleeping with them on my headband, been having a lot of positive improvements in my balance. It takes actually a lot of balance for me to be walking on my treadmill over here. I'm not like holding on to a bar or something like that. And I used to really struggle with that, especially if I had my eyes closed, being like losing my balance and not really knowing where I am in space. So this is a big part of helping my balance. But in July, I got an intuitive desire that I followed to get a treadmill for when I'm walking, to be able to, when I'm doing my videos. So I'm not doing so much sitting and so much sedentary activity. But then it also led to me doing more of this. So now I'm going to demonstrate it. I have my little, it is a remote control for this thing that I'm walking on in my hand. But I want to show you how I walk with these guys. So I started out just before I had the treadmill, walking around my neighborhood and just making these figure eights around my body, like putting up this constant protective force field, moving through my organs and through my body, and then also around my body, right? And then when I got this treadmill, then I started doing a lot more of this. I wasn't running yet, but I started doing a lot more of this, like these slow, controlled movements, really focusing on my foot placement. Because guys, you don't know, so one of the challenges that I had neurologically for 20 years, even before the 5G stuff started, was not enough signal going from my brain all the way down to my extremities. Due to epilepsy and also a spinal cord injury, that the signal was very weak or delayed. So I could walk. That was not a problem in my life, but I didn't have access to all of my muscles, didn't have very good balance, and I couldn't make my body go fast enough to be able to run, right? So I'm doing this video for you when I'm all sweaty because I just ran 2 miles. that's why this is quite amazing for me. So working with the crystals, doing a lot with structuring my water, doing a lot with personalizing my medicine. It's just like frequency medicine. And then doing a lot with like constantly moving them through my force field, right? And that was in July when I got this treadmill. And then I would just be, you know, while I'm doing my video work or while I'm doing other work, you know, working with these slow movements. But really, the amazing things started to happen when I was like, well, what if I just try to go a little bit faster? And so, you know, I just would be like, okay, like I'll challenge myself. This is like 1 mile an hour. I'm like, yeah, like I'm feeling pretty good. And I would kind of like go a little bit faster. And then like, well, what if I try even a little bit faster? And just gradually, I started to increase my speed that I was moving at. And the other thing is, that's why I'm wearing this, I started to wear them. I started to wear them in garters. So I would put them during the day when I wasn't walking in these little like things, you know, around my knees so that the energy would be going into my legs. And then when I'm actually doing my exercise, I would be having them in my hands like this. And I found that I could go faster and faster. So this is from July into August. August is when I started to really be able to run at like, let's say here, let's move it up to 2 miles an hour. 2 miles an hour. And I'm really able to run. And I know that it's not fast, but what matters is the posture and the way that I'm able to like actually get these muscles here in my hips to actually move. That's 100% from EIBA crystals. And so I'll be moving my crystals like this, kind of like through my hip joints and kind of getting my knees going faster and faster. And now I can run 5 consecutive miles. And that for me is the biggest miracle. So I run it like 2.8 miles per hour, which admittedly is not that fast, but that is very miraculous for me. And the fact that I can do it and I can sustain it. And then also I feel great afterwards. I don't feel sore. I don't feel like it's wearing down my body. I feel like it's making me stronger and building me up and making me feel even better. So I bring all of this up and I won't talk while I like kind of pant with you. And also when I run, one of the things that I do that's really great is put on some fun disco music and just run along to the beat and kind of dance with the crystals, dancing and running along to the beat, you know, kind of going like this, like really make it something fun and enjoyable. So to me, it does not feel like a grim death march or anything like that. But let me hop off so I can just focus and speak a little bit more easily. So the whole reason why I'm doing this short video is to be able to just get you to know a little bit more about how these have impacted my life. That not only do I feel like, okay, I've got a protective force field, I don't have all of these impulses, synthetic telepathy, all of these things kind of like eating away at my energy and distracting me and bringing me down, but much, much more to the point, by using these crystals every day. So I've got them either like on my knees in these garters, like, you know, under my skirt or under my pants, or during the night up here on a headband, or I sometimes wear them on necklaces, but also like, I think they're really wonderful if they're actually touching your body. So, you know, finding different ways to kind of like put them against my torso under my clothes throughout the day. So I've been doing that now. It is November. So that's March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November. It's been 9 months of doing this. And my neurology, my signal processing in my body has improved an amazing amount, that I'm now able to do these coordinations that, again, weren't possible for me over the past 20 years. So brain damage through, you know, brain injury in adulthood, epilepsy, low or minimal or slowed down neural signal from my skeletal muscles, and then all of these things, including my balance and also my eyesight and depth perception, have improved an immense amount by being able to use these crystals. So the crystals have different settings on them. And again, I'm mainly focused on the 5G setting, but that doesn't mean that it's only creating an antithesis force field to technology. Like I use that for different levels of healing and going into my cellular structure. And a little bit about what these actually are. Like these macaroon shapes here are a plastic human-created housing for a natural crystal that's inside of there. And the natural crystal is one of the very, very few types of crystals that doesn't take on an imprint of the environment and the other things that it's exposed to. Like most crystals, like, you know, here is an amethyst, right? And then here is a fluorite. They take on the imprint of whatever is around them, whomever has touched them, whatever electronics and stuff has been around. You really have to think about that when you get something from a crystal shop. But please understand also, you can clear your crystals. So there's nothing wrong with that. It's like if you buy a hard drive or a USB drive, wipe the drive, then you put your stuff on it, right? But these crystals are one of the few crystals that simply maintains its, we call it like divine frequency array, because it emits like 7,000 frequencies, and very, very large, almost uncountable number of complex harmonics come out of here. And it is also, it's amplified. So again, I have all of these different crystals. I've worked with crystals for a very long time, and I didn't have this level of results until I started working with these, where I literally feel that there's like a force field that is emitted in a large spotlight, like a flashlight, that when I'm holding them in my hands like this, that I'm really feeling light emitting from my hands. And I do a backhand for a clearing, like a diminishment, and then a forehand or forward motion for putting energy in. And I've been working with that throughout the whole entire day, really, in putting it through and into my body. Sometimes also in dealing with like my head and stuff like that, I will wear my hair gathered up in a ponytail up above my head and put the actual crystal underneath the ponytail and hold it in there securely with bobby pins and kind of wear that during the day. Again, like these are ways of being socially appropriate and having the crystals on my different body parts. I share this with you so that you comprehend, like I've been working with them really intensely. And then there are also different things that you can do. Today, I'll focus on this, but on subsequent sharings, I'll focus on some of the other things that the crystals can do. Like I'm not religious, but I am very, very intentional every day with structuring my water. And these guys do an amazing job of structuring water so that it maintains its structure even when you drink it and it comes inside of you, and really does help to maintain the structure within your inner body. I'll talk about that again another time, but that's another one of these levels of protection and response and healing in response to 5G, which is like a microwave that agitates the waters in your body and diminishes the arrangement, the healthy arrangement of those molecules. So I feel like I have to like protect my body from this stuff that's trying to come inside of me. And then also drinking the structured water helps on an internal level for me to maintain that structure. Like I feel stronger in response to whatever this stuff is in our environment. And then I don't just structure my water, I also put like personalized programs into it. So yeah, these are really incredibly amazing healing tools. I'm also calling them ascension tools, because I have found that not only is this helping me in my body and posture and being effective like on a cellular level, but it's definitely helping me to feel like my truer self, my real self, something that was very difficult for me to do over the past 2 years of having lots of frequency weapons, directed energy weapon attacks, a lot of my emotional state and my biochemistry and my mind and my focus of my attention did not feel like myself. And I felt very embattled for the past 2 years. And these have given me a much better quality of life, where I have like peace of mind and the capacity to feel like I'm not, inundated or drowned or under attack by all this frequency stuff. And then giving my body the opportunity for my body to do its own healing and restructuring. So I also I'm not a real advocate for either technology or different forms of implants or augmentations. I'm always like, no, do it naturally, the way that your body can do these things when you're divinely connected. I feel like this gives me my divine connection, and that empowers me, but that not that this is like doing something for me, it just makes me more of who and what I am. Bringing up my gifts more, bringing up my healing gifts more. So my healing gifts for myself that I've been able to now focus my inner eye and my attention and my energy on healing and restructuring my body. But then also I've been able to learn, how do I reach into someone else's body? How do I use these crystals to reach into other people's bodies? How do I use my mind and go into other people's bodies and do this type of healing and uplift and clearing? So it just in every way, huge allies, huge tools, amazing stuff at being able to access these and use these. So I know that this is just, it's not, usually in a discussion you have I'm speaking and then there would be other people, but I'm intending this video series as a discussion. So please, if you have questions or things that you would like to know more about, please comment, write it out. I would love to respond to you. And I'm going to be doing these sharings about once a week, because this is so genuinely impactful and so positive in my life that I'm just very authentically wishing to share it with you and like truly like celebrate with me. Amazing things are happening. Yeah. So also, I didn't say this, but I'll share this more in future sessions at the end of my day. So like I do lots of exercise and all sorts of different things during the day beyond treadmill work. You know, you can see some of my exercise equipment back there. And then at the end of the day, I get into bed and I put on like CBD creams and I do infrared. Infrared light is amazing. And then I do different programs with these, and I put them all over my body, do like a nice session of like half an hour or an hour of just putting it on any place that needs to have these levels of healing. Yes, Cheeky, here's me over here, just coming over for the video. Yes, Cheeky gets healing energy too. Come on over, girl. No, not feeling it right now. Cheeky gets healing energy too, but she usually wiggles away. I put the crystals on her, give her a crystal rub down. She's like, okay, that's enough. I do like a whole hour. So I want you to know, like I do that also as part of my practice. And maybe about once a week, I will do a bath, and we do not have fluorinated water here. So we just have plain, beautiful, clear water. If you're going to take a bath, see if you can use like, just pure water. And I don't put any soap or anything in there. I just put the crystals in there. These are waterproof, and I put them in there, and I do water structuring, and then I do anti-5G, and then I do all of these other amazing programs. Like I scan gold, I scan melatonin, I do this anti-inflammatory program, I do all these things. I make the bath water, personalized water for me, and then I get in there and I soak up all of that frequency. So just want to get you a little bit of an idea to know like how much you can do with these, and also how much I do with them. And it's literally like has given me so much of a better life. And again, brought me back to my true self, brought me back to my truest sense of myself. So thank you very much. Thank you for listening. I look forward to any comments that you have. I look forward to any questions that you have.